history buffs, ready for a journey back? Look at this encampment. The spirit of 76 is alive.
Freedom of our future. A true patriot savors these moments, but the fight for liberty calls. To the encampment for freedom of our future.
For liberty. This is what American patriotism is all about. Look at these flags. They represent our fight for liberty.
The hour our liberty is at hand. For freedom is brava. Secure our liberty. My fellow patriots, the hour of decision is upon us. Let us march forth with courage to secure our liberty.
Welcome to my colonial home. Today, Del Payne's work captures the spirit of we fight for independence. And our freedom. Greetings from the encampment. The spirit of liberty is strong. We will fight for our rights and our freedom.
Hour is late. We must enact. To the encampment for liberty. Through every change and challenge. We stand at the dawn of liberty, unshaken by the trials ahead. Soldiers, the enemy is near. Front line, flapping.
To this administration that has allowed it to really stigmatize folks of color. And you know how hard it is. You have folks of color in your family.
Sure.
So when you see, things, the Emmett Till stuff coming down, or them doing all kinds of removal of information of Black heroes, how does that sit with you?
Well, what exactly are you talking about, Whoopi? Because you just
I know
Emmett Till was the kid. No, I want to know what she's.
You don't know what I'm
respond
talking
to your
about.
actual point.
So in a lot of the museums, there's so many. Where they're taking down the actual history that happened in this country. Slavery happened. All kinds of stuff happened. And it seems that it has been very easy for this administration to remove that and also to denigrate Black folks who have worked their behinds off to get this American dream. How do you, you know better.
So Sonny, that was actually a very helpful intervention, because I think the story you're talking about is where, allegedly the administration is holding back the appointments of people based on skin color. I've seen the story.
I'm talking about a host of things. I'm talking about Black history getting erased from public spaces. Black voter districts are being dismantled. Black leaders are being sidelined from our ranks. Where do Americans of color fit in this vision? Because it doesn't seem like we fit.
I think, Sonny, my view.
And if I may, since October of last year, there's been something like 6,668 refugees allowed into the country. All but 3 were white South Africans.
So, first of all, I'm very skeptical of that number, because we have a lot of different immigration pathways in the United States of America. But let me just address Whoopi's point. Look, first of all, you asked the question, and maybe you don't believe this coming from me, but I think everybody is welcome in our political coalition. Frankly, even if you didn't vote for us, everybody is welcome in our country, so long as you're an American citizen with the duties and the legal obligations and rights to be here. But Whoopi, let me just give you an example of this. Okay, so you say that we're anti-minority or anti-Black.
No, I didn't say that. I asked. See?
Well, okay, fine. Fair.
Don't start any stuff with me, man. Don't get me in trouble. Don't start no stuff with me. But
I misinterpreted your question,
That's
but let me answer your actual question there. What I'm saying, I think, okay, look at Washington, D.C. One of the most democratic and one of the blackest, by share of population, blackest cities in the United States of America, has seen a radical decrease in violent crimes and sexual assaults and in murders. We have tried to take the crime issue seriously, in part because we believe everybody, whether you're black or white or rich or poor, deserves to live in a safe neighborhood.
Why does the crime? Where does the crime step in? This is not about crime. This is about
women lost their jobs.
Right. This is about human
Sonny,
rights.
What you're saying is we got to do more on the economy.
Black history has been erased from public spaces.
Black history is not erased from public spaces.
We have to get to Iran when we get back. There's some very important news
I'm telling you, we celebrate Black history. We celebrate all American history in this administration. You guys might be skeptical of this, but I promise you it's true.
I have to go to break. Anna, God, please, we have more with Vice President J.D. Vance when we come back.
Disclaimer. The views and opinions expressed on this panel show are those of the individual speakers and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of this channel, its affiliates, sponsors, or production team. This content is intended for informational and entertainment purposes only. Viewer discretion is advised. We encourage respectful dialogue and critical thinking around the topics discussed.
Party. Why I like the new party? Number one, it's a group of people that's on a panel. We all have differences, but we all basically still come together at the end of the day. The new party for me is about unity. The new party for me is about educating people to the truth, letting people know what's been going on in our country. With that being said, shout out to the new party, man. We're going to keep it going with y'all.
Welcome to the new party. I'm Nora Christine.
I'm Gray Mars.
Sorry. Hi, I'm Kim.
It's Mia.
Hey, I'm Skeptic.
It's your boy, Zeke Arkham.
Andre Williams. Kato.
And last but not least, we have Rippy here. He's in and out. He's in and out, guys. So tonight we're going to be breaking down JD Vance first being on The View. It's interesting. The first question that they asked is about Black Americans, but prior to that, they talked about immigration. Mia, what's your thoughts on that first question? Do you think that she was explaining it well, or do you think that she wasn't speaking facts, that they're not removing things about Black history in the Trump administration?
I think JD Vance was hearing what he wanted to hear and was not hearing what he wanted to not hear. I think maybe she could have articulated it better for him and his understanding. You can only meet people where they're at. But I mean, he was acting a little bit dumb when it came to the fact that we know for certain that they are removing certain monuments, they're removing certain pictures, or removing certain plaques all over the country. And then also they are not allowing Black American females to go higher rank. They have completely stopped them in general. So that's being released by the DOD themselves. So, I mean, to kind of act ignorant of it is just a little stupid at this point in time. It's like we all have the internet and a Wi-Fi connection. We see what's happening.
I want to let the MAGA men in here on that part of the topic. Rippy, can you hear me?
I can hear y'all. Sorry about all that. I know, Mia, we talked about this yesterday, so it must be Tuesdays as well.
And Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, that Wi-Fi don't work, but it works Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Oh, man.
Yeah, and it doesn't. But Rippy,
yeah, it's unfortunate.
You've gone to the White House several times, met President Trump, or a couple times, I think. You met President Trump before. The question she asked was, where do people of color and minorities fit? What do you think JD Vance should have said? Because I'm going to be honest, I don't think he gave the best answer to it. But I think I would have gave a better answer, to be honest. But what's your thought?
Yeah, I don't think he gave the right answer. I would have said all the positive things they've done for the Black community in general, like criminal justice reform. And when it comes down to removing the monuments, they're actually building a lot of monuments over there at a park in Los Angeles. And when I went to the DC before he went to the White House, we actually all took a trip up to the African American Museum. And the stuff that we saw there was a bunch of toxic bullshit there. Black Lives Matter. They had a whole floor for Black Lives Matter garbage. Talking about these are people I look up to. We need to be making some changes. bring up black people that should be elevated at a higher level. You know, people like Dr. Ben Carson, people like Walter Williams. You don't see that stuff in these museums. So I think some things do need to be changed in these museums because it's too many things that have us looking at ourselves as victims, and I ain't about all that garbage.
Yeah, I'm gonna get Casso and Skeptic in here soon, and Andre. This next clip talks about the economy, which I think is a pain point that we all agree we wish would be better. Here we go.
You for being with us. Now, you came into office with clear momentum, but when I talk to my friends and family who supported you and the president and still support you and the president, one issue comes up time and time again, and it's the economy. Inflation's up, wages are down, gas prices are starting to drop at news of this Iran deal, which we will get to.
Sure.
What can you say to voters who trusted you to lower costs on day one, and will they be satisfied by November?
Well, I think that's ultimately up to the voters, right? I think voters have every right to expect as much as possible out of their elected representatives. We certainly know that we were elected on a number of mandates. One was to close the border, which I think we've done successfully, exceeded expectations there. Number two was to lower prices, and there's a lot of work to do, in large part because of what's happened over the last few months in the Middle East. But as you said, oil, which got up to $120 a barrel, now is at $80 a barrel. That's going to be reflected in lower fuel, lower food, lower energy prices. But there's a lot more work to do. The thing that I'm proudest about most, because as some of you may know, I grew up in one of these towns that was forgotten by the leaders in Washington of both parties, is that you're seeing, that's Middletown, Ohio. That's my hometown in southwestern Ohio. It was a proud steel town. I was raised by a grandfather who was a union steel worker, is that those jobs disappeared. Those factories closed down. The thing that I'm most excited about is you do see a large amount of capital investment coming into our country. Factories being built, construction jobs are way up, manufacturing jobs are starting to catch up. So there's a lot more work to do. I think that we're making progress, but ultimately we're going to make our pitch to the voters in November, and they're the ones who get to decide whether we've done a good job or not, and that's how they're going to vote.
Skeptic, your big thing is about the tariffs, how they're not working. What do you think about the job that President Trump has done on the economy? Has he fixed it or made it worse since coming in?
Well, I want to say that the last CPI report, the last CPI report that came out was at a 4.2. The last thing that I heard from President Trump was that he doesn't care about the finance for the average American. And I think inflation is a hoax now. So, I'm still waiting on how it is that tariffs were going to benefit us, because conservatives sold it to me up and down that this was going to be beneficial and that it was going to bring back industry. All I have seen is an increase in inflation, and now the price of gas is up. So I'm sitting here waiting, because this was sold to me by conservatives. And I can answer the question that they asked JD Vance. Minorities have no room. They have no kind of part in this administration. If you look at the representation, it's all white men. Even the white women that they had have been substituted in by white men and have been fired from the jobs. Not that they were doing a good job, but still no representation in the cabinet.
Zeke, what's your thoughts? Do you think that the economy has improved in your opinion?
I do think the economy is slowly improving. Even gas where I am is down under $4 a gallon, $4 a gallon, where before I was paying almost $4.50. And for me driving an F-150, that was not cool. So, it's starting to go back down to where it was before. You got to give it time to progress. I'm willing to be patient with it. I'm willing to look and give Trump enough room to go and do his thing. What JD Vance said was true. Him and Trump were elected to secure the border. And for me, someone who was working in law enforcement, who was dealing with illegal gang members and was dealing with Mexican mafia and was dealing with Trend at Aragua, by the time I left, those numbers were going back down again. So, that's really what I was looking for. As far as the prices go, I was willing to, give him some room on that, give him some break on that. That's fine, well and good. As far as representation in his cabinet, me personally, I don't need representation in the cabinet. I need the best people for the job. I need the people to go in there and work. I don't need someone who looks like me just for the sake of them looking like me, and meanwhile they suck at the job. I don't need a Pete Buttigieg to be in there, just because he checks off a box. Listen, I'm not gay, but I don't need him in there just to check off a box. So I'm cool with his administration. I'm cool with his cabinet. I'm cool with everything he's doing, and I'm willing to give my president some room to make improvements. As far as him saying he doesn't care about inflation, I would need to see a direct quote on that, because I find that very hard to believe.
Did everyone not see the clip whenever the reporter asked him, what do you think about finance? And he said, I don't care about the financial standing for like America. Or did we miss that?
JD Vance says that he feels that Trump was being misrepresented. What he meant to say was he doesn't care, how it looks. I don't know. I'll play that one later. But Andre, how long should we wait as somebody that voted for Trump for the economy to get better? Do you think the war in Iran is the problem and we're just waiting for it to get better? What's your thought?
You already know my opinion. This administration has been fucking terrible at solving the basic problems that they campaign on. I mean, the original MAGA movement is dead because they'd rather sit back and be the lapdogs for Israel and push us into a conflict that is now really embarrassing our country. I mean, we've been embarrassed in this conflict. I mean, it's been miserable as fuck. And the president goes by and tells mostly a lot of the people he voted for, he won on the economy issue in the election, not just immigration, all the other stuff. He won in the economy. And by telling the people who gave you this seat in the White House that, fuck you, you're going to have to wait for more, the prices are high, who cares, suffer through it. Okay, jackass, well, you're not at the local level. You're not at the mid-level dealing with these problems. So they've completely butchered everything that America First was supposed to be back in 2016. And they've allowed the Republican Party to come in and just take it over. So I don't know what people are talking about. He just misrepresented what the president, the president said what he said. We're talking Donald Trump. Now, if this was Ted Cruz or Jeb Bush, I could see the little pansy ass remark of, he didn't really mean that. No. Trump said what the fuck Trump said, because he's always been saying that. So I'm going to keep it real. And, people think that someone said, is Scamala better? See, this is the retarded part about people on the right. This is why I shit on people on the right so much, because you people are so low IQ. And it pisses me off that you have the same political alignment as me, that you don't understand that it doesn't have to be, whoa, so you think Kamala and the Democrats are good? No, Niglet, I don't think that they're good either. I'm not for either party. I'm not for Republican, Democrat. I'm not like locked in this Fox News, CNN watching. This isn't the fucking 90s. I bet you that's a boomer. I can tell that's a boomer right there, because she's probably on her medication watching this. So, yeah, that's my take on it. Well, Trump is going to continue to butcher his entire reputation, and this administration is going to be turned over on its head come after the midterms.
Oh, man, we got a very interesting panel tonight. I think that everybody is going to find overlapping things that they agree in, unfortunately. But I'm going to have one last clip, then we'll get Castle and Kimberly, then we'll go to the main topic of the night. If you guys are watching, please hit the like button. In this clip right here, JD Vance was attempting to say he's a conspiracy theorist on the Epstein stuff.
In context. Well, here's what I'll say. So, number one, I am frankly kind of a conspiracy theory on the Epstein stuff, and that story says that that's one of the things that's true, is that some people called me a conspiracy theory on the Epstein stuff. And I love Susie, but absolutely, she thinks I'm a conspiracy theorist on the Epstein stuff, because I think that it's crazy that you had this guy who is clearly a sex predator who is hanging out with a lot of very wealthy and powerful people. Like, that really bothered me. I don't know what's there, of course. Nobody knows exactly what happened unless you were there, but that really bothered me, and I wanted to have full transparency. What I disagree with is the idea that the White House wasn't committed to full transparency. We have to remember, like, I was inside the room when some of these decisions were made. The Epstein Files Transparency Act, the one that the president signed, the one that led to all these files that we're seeing, the emails. By the way, again, sorry, Joe, I do have to defend my boss. I know you guys don't always appreciate this, but, one of the things you see in the Epstein emails is that Jeffrey Epstein hated Donald Trump, and that Donald Trump literally reported Jeffrey Epstein to the police. That's one of the things that came out of these files.
They were best friends for about a decade. And remember, he signed that Transparency Act under duress when some Republican women, congresswomen like Lauren Boebert, like Marjorie Taylor Greene, did not give in to his pressure of not signing. He brought Lauren Boebert into the Situation Room to pressure her into caving on not voting for that bill.
So let me respond to that. So
that's all true.
Let me respond to that. So number one is, yes, Donald Trump, he said this. He knew Jeffrey Epstein back in the 1980s. He also threw Jeffrey Epstein out of his club when he found out he was a creep and reported him to the police. That's something that the media often misses when it reports this story. They tell the fact that they knew each other in the 80s, which the president himself admits. They ignore the fact that he narked on him to the police and led ultimately to Jeffrey Epstein's downfall. To that point, Anna, you know the Republican Republican Party. Well, it's one of the things that led to law enforcement investigation. But on the point that you made,
it was allegedly over a real estate deal that they got into a fight over.
But the email says
and
actually
they didn't just know each other. Let's just be truthful and transparent here. They didn't just know each other. They were incredibly close friends.
he reported him to the police. That's what I'm saying. That is objective. That is objectively true. But Anna made another point that I think Whoopi, if I may, because Anna made a very important point. This question about did Donald Trump release these files only under duress from Republicans? And Anna, you know the Republican Party probably better than I do. The idea that Donald Trump runs around afraid of Republican congressmen as opposed to the other way around is kind of crazy.
What was the bipartisan? It was Republicans and Democrats.
But because the Republicans control the House and the Senate, particularly the Senate, you need the Republican sign-off. What the president did is, look, I will say this. Again, I was in there in the meetings. He was very frustrated that the Democrats were making this about him when he's like, look, I threw the guy out of my club. I am the guy who reported him to the police, or one of the people who reported him to the police. The president was frustrated about that, absolutely. But
So, Casso, because he was frustrated, should we not have questioned it? And what's your thoughts on JD Vance now trying to be this hero with the Epstein files?
Well, I mean, it's a few things I want to address. The first thing is this: if the Black Lives Matter setup was trash, then Mr. Rippey, I'm pretty sure you thought it was absolute garbage to hang Charlie Kirk's banner at the Department of Education, a motherfucker who dropped out of junior college. I would say we should all go to DC if you're still up and rip it down and wipe our asses with it. To what Andre was saying about people being low IQ, I think it's extremely low IQ to be a personal security guard for a Klansman when you're a black man in America, Mr. Bulletproof Vest. Now, also, I can't see the other name, but the other Republican guy spoke about.
What the fuck is that supposed to mean?
I'd like to get through my complete statement. That means you're a bulletproof vest for a Klansman. Other guy.
I'm a bulletproof vest for a Klansman? What the fuck does that even mean? Is that like a rap lyric in your new song?
I'd like to get through my statement, boy. Thank you. I let all you guys
see any boys here.
I let all you guys.
I do hear the country in your voice, though. I do.
Andre, let him.
I use AAVE.
I promise I will let
I
him
do.
respond.
Thank you.
He used nigga language. That's good to know.
Right. Are you done?
Oh, I've already finished.
I can do the conversation, but I have enough respect for him to allow him to speak.
Andre,
sit here and try to speak while you're doing that.
Andre,
Stop kirking. Stop kirking out him. Stop kirking.
I will allow you to respond to him because he's addressing everybody. He's not just addressing you.
Right. Thank you.
Well, he's also got this echo going on. Like, what's this echo? So that's another reason for why I'm talking my shit.
Yeah, there's a little bit of echo
in a tunnel. Yeah.
Echo's not me. Echo's you, Andre.
Yeah, I think Andre's the echo.
Buddy, the echo.
Speak.
Mm-hmm.
Someone has.
Yeah, that's case over here. That's not.
All right.
Speak. No, I muted everyone. It was somebody else. It wasn't Castle.
Niggas can't even run technology. Terrible.
Right.
Holy shit.
Niggas can run technology. Be quiet, boy. Thank you.
Be quiet, boy. Go get some collard greens.
The guy who was an officer. I'm not gonna play with you now. Just be a
play
man.
with me. We don't. What, we playing on the court? We playing ball?
Be a man.
Oh no, we're goofy over here. We love it.
Right. Jake's not
bulletproof
here.
vest.
Be quiet. You
who
be
do
quiet
Jake? Who the fuck is Jake?
You shut up for Jake.
Jake Lang. What are you talking about? I don't even hang out with Jake Lang. I'm my own person. I'm Andre Williams.
Tried to rescue up in the fucking DC or wherever you want to say.
A Jew? Yeah, we hung out. We did some protests. He's
all right. I like to finish my statement if the boy don't mind. Little Phil Niggler, shut your mouth. Thank you.
We're in the house, boy. That's when the roles get reversed. I'm in the house. You're in the field, most definitely.
Andre, let him finish.
Oh hell yeah.
Let him get through it, please.
I think Andre is purposely trying to derail the conversation because he can't have an actual civilized conversation.
Yes, burrito taco at the bottom. Yes.
So how about you calm down and you have a little bit of self-control and you let somebody finish their statement.
Thank you. As of today,
I just think it's funny. I just think it's
place, now saying that ICE facilities no longer have to pay immigrants who they detain. Mass incarceration, detention has always been a goal. You spoke about crime and all these other sort of things and how the Trump administration is helping us solve this crime issue that we have. That's not true. Immigrants then bring more crime to America. When you look at the trend of violent crime in America, that downtrend started in 2022. So during the time in which you guys say the border was wide open, we saw violent crimes in America decreasing all over the country. When you look at blue cities, specifically Chicago, when you look at St. Louis, when you look at Baltimore, DC even, when you look at Memphis, when you look at Atlanta, Birmingham, Alabama, we're seeing historic decreases in crime. And it's not because of the Trump administration or the National Guard. It's because of young Democratic Black mayors and them knowing how to police their communities. I don't understand for the life of me, why is it that Black men, no, don't shake your head, Mr. Rippey, these are all facts. And I have the facts for you, Mr. I Love Facts. I can't understand for the life of me why it is that Black men in America are continuously tap dancing for white supremacists. We are the only group of men who proclaim not to need leadership who look like us. I hate to pop that little bubble that y'all live in, but we are the only group of people in this country historically who have voted for other races of folk to represent us. It hadn't been that long since we've had Black leadership. So who are we voting for all these years as Black people? White men. We've always voted for white men. We're in the position that we're in right now because we continue to vote for white men. I have a problem with Black conservative men specifically. I think you guys are the piss pan carriers for white America, and you don't want to ever drive the bus. Now I'm gonna land here. Y'all can have it. You don't ever want to drive the fucking bus. Y'all just want to wait in line and get your turn to hold master's whip. But you'll never get that turn because they'll never let a nigga in America grab the fucking whip, let alone hit anybody across the back with it. Go ahead, guys.
He's right on that point. I can agree with that. Black conservatives are probably the worst and the most weak people in the Black community. They are the house Negroes that I talk about, both Democrat and Republican. What they do is they'll sit back and talk about the problem a little bit, offer no solution, or they'll sit back and work in hand with the same people who are destroying this country. And mainly it's Jews. We're talking about white people. Really, Black people need to realize that we have a Jewish problem in this country. And especially when it comes to the influence over our community. We never want to have that conversation.
That's a white
hold on. Well, we mistaken the white man for the Jew. Hold on, boy. Hell no. Hell no, boy.
You're not going to take down the Jews.
Don't do that, boy.
You're 113.
We ain't going to sit back and we're going to hold on now, boy. Shit.
He got rolled by a white liberal, by a skinny white liberal. You think he can take the Jews?
I got jumped by 4 people. I don't know what this spick is over
I saw the video. It was one skinny, scrawny
How many
white
burritos
guy.
have you
He
ate?
rolled your ass.
No, actually, it wasn't. I was there. 4 people jumped me. They attacked me, and I got
saw
arrested.
the clip
Guess
live
what? No
together,
charges.
Andre.
We
What
got
are you
out.
talking about?
Okay, 8th grader.
Sweetheart, I was there. I have nothing really to lie about at all.
Actually, we might still have
But
the
like I
clip.
said,
We might
it's-
consider
Okay,
it.
okay, all right.
Here's what it is. Hold on. Let me get into it.
Let's
This is the problem. This is exactly what I'm always talking about.
Remember,
Wait, hold on. Let me.
to respond to. So I know.
I'll give him the time to respond. This is exactly what I'm talking about. This is why I get proven right all the time. We have the pretend to be like she's a minority. She's like, I'm Hispanic. Oh, my mommy is Hispanic. I love burritos. So, I'm Hispanic too. It's like, sweetheart,
I don't
you
know
are
what
white.
you have against burritos, sweetheart, but they're
Absolutely.
very good.
Listen, I don't like burritos.
do.
We love
Everyone
our
loves
southern country
burritos.
food over
You
here.
keep talking about burritos as if
We
it's
like
an
fucking
insult.
burritos.
It's not an insult
Listen,
to eat
taco.
burritos. I'm sorry.
Jennifer
Okay.
Lopez. Okay, sit down there, Jennifer. Anyway,
I'll
let
take
me finish.
both.
So we've got Jennifer Lopez down there talking,
Andre,
knowing that her and her people will be deported from the country. Then we've got Nikki over here, who is talking about white supremacy. Dude, how much are you going to be a fucking victim? However, this is the problem that we have in America. We have weak Black men that are still holding on to the past as if it
Andre,
is still present.
Andre,
This is the problem that we have. Go ahead.
Wait, stop.
Fucking transracial maniac. Go eat something.
Before I allow Rippy to go,
I'm transracial. What the fuck is that supposed to be?
You feel like a white
How
man.
am I a transracial?
Hold on,
man?
guys.
I don't feel like a white man. I'm a Black man.
Okay, hold on. Andre, you bring up the point that you feel that Black people should be more concerned about the Jewish problem. I'm going to allow you to answer it in 20 seconds, then I'm going to allow Rippy to go. Because the whole point of this is to present our ideas to everyone tonight, guys, right? And if we're insulting each other, that's going to be missed. So, Andre, you are very intelligent. I want you to answer that because I know you're going to explain it well and maybe give new perspective tonight. Go ahead.
Well, we have to understand that the civil rights movement was never for Black people. It was mainly for Jews to gain more power, especially over Black people in this country, even over whites. When it comes to the rap industry, mainly the music industry entirely, much of the banking, redlining, stuff that we bring up, everything that we bring up financially, all that discrimination, mainly has come from the Jewish community. So as I would always say, it's our own problem. We have to solve our own problems at the end of the day. We can't really put the blame on everyone else, but we do have to acknowledge the harsh reality that these other people who have pretending to be white and have told us that they are the good whites are really the biggest enemy that we have in this country right now. So that's the biggest problem that we have. We have to call it out. And the Black conservatives are not going to do that because they're bootlickers for the Jews.
Now, Rippy, he addressed you and Zeke. I want you guys to get in here because you guys are Black conservative men, and he addressed you. What's your response, Rippy? I'll allow you to go first because he addressed something you said specifically.
All right, I just want to say that Nora, and I'm pretty sure Mia and Skepta, you all know how I feel about when it comes down to Israel and how the Jews, they did infiltrate the civil rights movement. Like the people who wrote Martin Luther King's speeches, they were all like either atheists or Jews. Like I talk about this stuff all the time, and I'm a strong, like a very, very vocal Black conservative, but I speak ill. Everything that Andre said, I agree with him 100%. I say this stuff all the time. So I don't know where he's getting this coming from, where we don't never call it out, because I know what they did with the hip hop industry. I did videos about what they did with the hip hop industry. I know what they did with the Civil Rights Act and how that crippled the Black community. I talk about these things all the time, and there are plenty of other Black conservative social media people that put out videos talk about these things too. So I'm not going to say there's not all of us, but hey, you can't just put a blanket statement on people.
Zeke, it's a majority. When we have a majority problem, then we have to call it out. But
Zeke, Casso said a lot about Black conservative men. In particular, Casso has been hosting live, Zeke, about the Karmelo Anthony situation and how he feels like a lot of Black people, in particular Black conservative men, are on the other side of this. What is your response to that argument? Because Casso just feels like, I mean, I don't want to speak for Casso. Casso, what's your thoughts on it? Because I know you've been talking about it a lot.
Well, my thoughts on it is, he can go ahead, Zeke, you got it.
I would be pissed if I were a Black conservative. I actually consider myself more of a conservatarian, just because I have some libertarian views. I have some conservative views. I don't agree 100% with either one of them. I'm sort of in the middle of the both of them. So I even I get called MAGA, and like I said, I do support Donald Trump. I that's my president. I like him a lot, but I'll call him on good Trump and I'll call him on bad Trump. The Epstein files was one of the bad Trump things I called him on. I think if I had been him, everything would have been released on day one. Unredacted, everything. Just here it goes. Here are the files. If there are duplicates of them, then they're duplicates. But here is everything. Here everything goes. As far as Karmelo Anthony, well, let me get to his other point that he was talking about as far as representation for Black folks. What has representation gotten us? What did Barack Obama do for Black folks? What did Jasmine Crockett do for Black folks? What did Sheila Jackson Lee do for Black folks? What has Maxine Waters done for Black folks? What has any politician in government now done where you can look at it and go, you know what? I'm glad they're there because they've done exactly this for Black folks. Nothing. I can't think of a single person, a single Black politician who has gone out of their way to help the Black community. They all say, oh, we're going to get you reparations. They all say, oh, we're going to get you this. And even if they got reparations, it would be the greatest transfer of money that you ever seen in your life. Because Black folks, if they were poor and ignorant and don't know how to spend their money and don't know how to manage their money, they're going to be broke within a month anyway. So what has any Black politician done for any Black person besides themselves? That's it.
Right. I'll start.
Let me finish. I didn't interrupt you at all. To go with what he was saying about Karmelo Anthony, yeah, you know what? If you stab someone, you deserve to go to jail. That's it. That's the long and short of it. Karmelo Anthony was someplace where he should not have been, got into a fight that he could have 100% avoided, and then stabbed someone, which is 100% avoidable. You don't have to stab people. So he's facing 35 years in prison. He's going for his appeal, and I don't have a shred of sympathy for him. Maybe he should have made better decisions. It's the same thing when I watch all these videos of these little naughty head, little wannabe gangsters running in Target and grabbing everything, and then at the same time complaining because everything is locked up. I don't feel sorry for you. I live in my new neighborhood here in Florida where nothing is locked up. You know why? Because if you go out there and you shoplift, they put your ass in jail. That's it. You have all these Black elected officials who are actively making their neighborhoods worse because they are lessening the penalties for crime. So you know what? If you choose to vote for these people just because they're black, and you choose to vote for these people, even though they're telling you exactly who they are, and you live in a crime-filled neighborhood, I don't feel sorry for you. So that's basically where that comes from. And after working 20 years in law enforcement and seeing a revolving criminal justice door system, and now being in a state where they actually hold people accountable for their crimes, it's a breath of fresh air. New York can kiss my ass. Welcome me to Florida. Thank you.
I want to respond to that, Nora. You asked what Obama did, Fair Sentencing Act, that assisted and helped black men. Barack Obama also put in place the first realistic healthcare system in the history of our country. 55 million American people gained access to healthcare because of what Barack Obama did. One of the longstanding issues in Black America had always been lack of access to healthcare. When Barack Obama took office, George Bush II, the black unemployment rate was 20%. Barack Obama brought the black unemployment rate from 20% down to 7.5%. He also had historic job growth that even went over into Trump's administration. Now, I'll say this, you don't care much about black folk. I can tell with the rhetoric that you're spewing and some whole bunch of bullshit. Kamala Harris, historic funding for HBCUs, the black unemployment rate hit an all-time low when Kamala Harris was vice president of the United States. When you look at Black America from 2019 to 2023, the median household wealth in Black America increased by almost 70%. And it's not because of PPP loans, it's because of home equity. When you look at black businesses under the Biden-Harris administration, black businesses doubled. SBA funding to those black businesses during that same time period, that tripled. Now, you seem to praise whiteness in some way, and you have a lot of disdain for young black men in the inner city. Mr. Officer, I want to share this with you. Last year, 27,000 people in America unalived with handguns, self-unalived. Of that 27,000, 23,000 were white. That's 80% of the self-unalivings with handguns in America last year were white people. That's gun violence as well, but they've groomed you and taught you to not look at it or see it that way. When we talk about addiction rates in America, those are highest in white America. Mental health illness, highest in white America. DV, highest in white America. There are reports out there that says white women in rural America dealing with DV, you are 40 miles away from help. So you're saying all of these things about black folk and how much you hate the little bitty Negroes with the nappy hair, but they're not America's problem. White society is America's problem. When you look at school shooters, white. When you look at the men unaliving their own sisters and moms, white. Daughters, white. Essay and great crimes, white folk. So you can be a self-hating black man all you want. That's not going to make young black men in America more dangerous than young white men in America. That's what the previous DOJ report said before the Trump administration scrubbed that motherfucker clean. You're talking about domestic terrorists running all around America, harming innocent people, and you're worried about black boys in inner cities who are being deprived or kept out of the necessary amount of resources to do better for themselves. I think, no lie, man, I really feel like you guys need a fucking time machine so you can go back to the 10th grade and whenever black girl turn you the fuck down, she can tell you yes and take you to prom so you can get that shit out your system. You got a sickness inside of you, dude. Love yourself.
Okay, I'm going to allow.
Let me respond to that if I can.
Are you done lecturing me about?
Yeah.
No, I'm not. I want you to feel away. Yeah,
I want to respond to if I can.
Do you love yourself now?
Are you done lecturing me?
Do you love yourself now?
Yeah, I think
Zig, chill out.
Do you love yourself?
Let me respond to that. This is the problem. Let me get into this. I think this is the part. Hold on. This is the problem that Queso seems to miss.
I don't have any hair.
This is why I always say that black conservatives and black Republicans are so unrelatable. Because what Queso is talking about, I mean, he's really scoffing over the reality. When I talk about, I don't really give a fuck about anyone else here, except for the host.
Queso.
Andre, his name's Casso.
Jesus, dude. Queso, whatever. Anyway, I'm over here trying to sit back and explain your point. These people don't understand the problems because they're not in the community and they're not relatable to anyone in the community. They don't live around the actual problems. So here's the thing. Yes, we could talk about white people and what white people are doing per capita. We have a significant, far worse problem in our own community. When the Karmelo Anthony case, people keep talking about all this other shit. I say he should get the death penalty because how many kids like Austin Metcalf, are black that get killed by kids like Karmelo Anthony? I can name a lot from my childhood. I can name a lot here in the city of Detroit. I can name tons of stories of this. I can go down the street and have people and pull people to the side and say, how many people do you know that have died like this over dumb shit because of our own people? That's the biggest problem that we have. So guess what? I really don't care what white. Hold on, let me finish it. I don't really care what white people are doing in America. White people can do whatever they want to do in America. But guess what? At the end of the day, my house needs to be in control. I can't focus on what's going on the other side of town. When my house is fucked up, my yard is fucked up. That's the problem that I'm looking at when I talk about black people. So everyone else, you're right. When it comes to black conservatism, I'll agree with you on that. I think that you're very skewed in looking at, well, what about white people? Fuck what white people are doing. Let's focus on us, brother.
What do you think about Case and Allison? If Karmelo Anthony should get the death penalty, what do you think about Case and Allison? Same crime, same
Inform me on the case. Can you inform me on the case? What's the case?
Allison, white kid, Case and Allison, white kid down in Texas, took a pokey to school,
Okay.
went in the bathroom and stabbed a Hispanic kid 4 times.
Mm-hmm.
You got
Oh, fuck yeah, give him the death penalty. Dude, it's not like, oh, Whitey gives like, no, even with that, still death penalty.
Wait,
no death penalty, murder.
They were
Regardless
fighting in
of
the
it, death-
bathroom
he
and he
murdered
stabbed
somebody.
the Latino boy to death and he got 10 years. That's the details.
Yeah, regardless of the fact, death penalty,
Yes, and
no
the
matter
Latino
what.
boy had his fist. The white boy had a
It
poke
wasn't just one
and poked.
Latino boy. It was 4 against 1. They were jumping him, and he actually got. It was a different crime.
Was Melo not getting jumped?
No. There's no evidence.
No, he wasn't getting jumped.
Yes, there were
he was not
6
getting
kids.
jumped at
There were
all.
6 kids that came at
No,
Karmelo
they were not.
Anthony in the
No, they
track.
were not. There were not 6
Yes,
kids
I can
at
read.
all. Hold on,
Do
there
you
were
want
not
me to
6
read you
kids
the
at all.
witness reports? I've read the witness reports on live on
There
TikTok.
were the witnesses, and most. Guess what? 5
So
of them
there
were
were
black.
how
The
many
witnesses there were
kids?
black.
So hold on a second. Hold on, calm down. So
And we're not
Mr.
looking at anything
Mr.
from
Rippey,
TikTok. Pull up court
hold
documents.
on,
Pull up something from
Andre,
the
hold on.
court,
We've
not
heard you
TikTok.
enough. We heard you. We know you hate Jewish people.
Yes,
Hold on,
yes, yes,
Rippey, how many?
yes. Jennifer
How
Lopez,
many?
go ahead and sing it for
Hold
us.
on, listen. How
Go
many
make
people
another
ended
terrible
up
movie,
under the tent,
Jennifer.
Mr. Rippey? Andre, you have no facts. I don't know what you're contributing to the
I have
conversation.
great facts.
Tired of
I have
hearing your
wonderful facts,
you have a
sweetheart.
very mousy
I don't know what
type
you're
of
contributing
voice.
to the country.
I'm talking
We should,
to
you know
Mr.
what we should
Rippey.
do? We should deport you
So,
and your family. We should do
Mr.
that,
Rippey,
honestly.
wow. Do you
All
think
right,
that's
listen.
going to trigger
All
me?
I
That's
want to
not
say
triggering
is,
me.
Yes,
it was a different
yes.
situation.
So tell me how
The
many kids
Diego must
ended up
go.
under the tent. Do you know how many kids ended up under the tent?
Yeah. There were 6 kids under the tent, but how many people were in an altercation with Karmelo Anthony? There were 1. There were 4 people that jumped that kid, which I'm not justifying. I'm just saying, like, talk about every single thing. Stop talking about what the things that fits your narrative, just so you can push out.
How was it one when Hunter started it? Did you count Hunter?
Hunter didn't start it at all. That's not even in the court.
Okay, why don't we have the video?
There's nothing in
Case is
there's
over. Where's
nothing
the
in the
video?
court document says that he
Okay.
started it. None of the witnesses.
Hold on, guys. I want to get to what
I think that you don't have any of the factual information. You're just speaking on your opinion, on your bias. Because
No,
let me
you haven't even
hold on.
watched the
I can
court.
actually,
Let's see what happened
Andre, your mousy voice does not we can't hear with you. You have a very high pitched voice.
Sweetie.
Your voice
I
is
can't
very
hear
high
you over the
pitched, and we
Spanish.
cannot
You
hear
turn
each other when
Telemundo
you're
up,
talking.
please.
So can you
Can
please stop
turn
talking for 2
Telemundo
seconds
up,
so we can
please?
have an intellectual
I don't know.
conversation?
Huh?
We
Sarita?
literally have gotten we have literally gotten no facts across because all you want to do is sit here and
Okay.
spew your hatred for Jewish people.
Why
So
are you crying? Is
actually,
it your period, sweetie?
if you are speaking
It must be your period.
factually,
I
if you're
wanna say,
speaking
I don't
factually, Mr.
think
Rippey.
Karmelo Anthony
Hold
should
on,
get the
let me
death
tell
penalty.
you.
Cup
Hold
or a
I'm just saying.
pad?
Let me tell you. I don't know what Andre out here. He needs his wife around or something because he hasn't seen a woman in a while. I don't know
need
why
my
you're worried
wife.
about
Yeah, my wife's in the other
anatomy
room,
and what
sweetie.
happens
Where's your
in my
husband?
personal life.
Where's your
It's
husband?
disgusting.
Yeah, but
Okay, all right, okay.
So
she
here's the
probably
thing,
doesn't
Mr.
dry.
There was
Another dry hole.
actually 20 people. There was actually 20 people under the tent once everything was said and done. 21 people were called from the defense to come and testify. So there wasn't just 6 people there. 6 students came and addressed Karmelo Anthony. So you're completely incorrect on the facts. So either you're speaking from your bias because you just told me it was only 2 people.
You said exactly what I just said. 6 people were involved. Doesn't matter how many people was under the tent, how many people were involved in the altercation, and how many people got physical. 1 versus 1
asked you
compared to 4
specifics.
versus 1. All I'm saying is that I don't think Karmelo should get the death penalty. I think she got 10 years, just like the other guy. All I'm saying is that have all the evidence out there. Don't just speak just because you heard some garbage, because I know for a fact you didn't really read the
They
court
don't
documents.
have all
You
the
didn't watch
evidence
the
out there.
court
What are
case.
you talking about, Mr. Rippey? They're holding the video. What do you mean? All of the evidence is not out there. They're
Holding the video.
They're holding the main.
6 of the people that came out of the tent were black, and they testified that Karmelo Anthony was the
Okay.
aggressor in their case.
Oh, hold on, wait. I want to get
Jesus,
to the
man, I'm
topic.
telling
I wanna
you,
get-
these
hold
niggers
on,
are.
hold on. I want to get to the topic that I'm at. We're
I'm
on black and
ready.
brown. I'm going to play a clip because this goes to the case, okay? And this is where we're going tonight. We're going to divert it back to the topic at hand. Here we go.
Kimberly,
The friend that called Karmelo Anthony over to the tent during the event, he's the same person that stood on trial under oath and said he ain't really know the man like that. Though they've been friends since childhood. Multiple pictures, videos, all of this information they got showing that you know this man, and under oath, you gonna say, oh, I don't know that man. Then Eddie gonna sit there and lie and say the only time we hung out is when he was with his girlfriend and I was hanging with him. So you was third wheeler? You was third wheeler? That don't sound right, Eddie. Oh yeah. You ain't getting away with this one, Eddie. What I was always told was, at the end of the day, them folks gonna take care of them folks and they gonna always look out for their people. Ain't nobody gonna give a damn about your black ass but you. So you need to take care of your black ass. That's what my mama always told me. And I was wondering why one demographic of people wasn't really saying anything about this. Because Eddie is Hispanic, if I'm not mistaken, right? But black folks, y'all see how folks will set you up? See how they set you up? You walk right on into the trap. He watched his childhood friend, he watched his man go down for 35 years. And that's supposed to be his homeboy. And lied in the oath and said, I don't know this man. Woo.
Okay, so I'm going to direct this question to Casso and Skeptic because the whole topic tonight is on black and brown unity. Hispanic young man called him over to the tent, and when it came time to testify, he acted like he didn't know who he was. What's your response? Because you guys have read this case. Is there black and brown unity, or is it dead now after Karmelo Anthony?
Is it?
You can go first, Skeptic. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. And this is the reason why I was asking questions to clarify how much information people know, because a lot of people just want to speak and they have this bias and this narrative that they have in their head and they're speaking based off of that. I don't know, Mr. Rippey, if you've been watching us lately, but I've literally read the witness statements verbatim. I've taken multiple days to sit there and go sift through the information, give you the links where I'm reading from CBS or Fox News, wherever I got the information from, and read it literally word for word what was said. So we don't have the official transcripts, but we can get as much information as we possibly can. If you read the witness statements, Eddie was related to Karmelo Anthony's ex-girlfriend. So although they didn't have an extreme, saying that they were childhood friends is a little bit excessive. They knew each other because he had dated his cousin. They did know each other. I do think that he minimized how much they knew each other, but I don't think that this is a reflection of black and brown unity. If you look historically here in America, black and brown people have come together before. You had the Brown Berets, you had the Black Panthers that came together and they developed a strategy on how they were going to move forward for civil rights and to change America. And the government had to step in and start unaliving leaders because they saw this as a real valid threat. So if the government sees black and brown unity as a valid threat, I think that we can come together and vote the same way. Just because we're uniting together does not mean what people make up in their head. It means vote together to make change and have representation that looks like us so they can put in policy that's going to benefit our communities.
Fast scale. I'll say this in terms of the kid, Eddie. At the end of the day, he's a child. And he's just going up. He went up, he took the stand and he made the statement that the prosecution told him he should make. Obviously, the entire case is a BS case. It should be tossed out. I expect it to be tossed out. It's fucking kangaroo court. And Karmelo will get a fair case. I don't think Carmelo's just going to walk out the courtroom. Maybe it'll be 5 years, maybe 10 years. But to what Mr. Rippey said, that's more fair than 35 years. 35 years is just ridiculous. Now, when you talk about black and brown unity, it's not based on social friendships or social order, honestly. It's about political alignment. Us coming together to vote one way, so we can get more representation in terms of politicians who look like us. Texas is 65% black and brown people, yet white men still dominate over politics down in Texas. The black and brown vote down in Texas has been diluted because of that. When you stand in Texas, same night Jasmine Crockett lost, we had Tracy Gibson, a black woman, be elected as the chair of the Democratic Party down in Harris County. Harris County is 50% Latino. We had Amber Givens become the DA in Dallas County, if I'm not mistaken. Dallas County is almost 50% Latino. Recently, we had Quentin Wiltz become mayor of a Trump district or Trump city. Pearland, Texas, if I'm not mistaken. And that Pearland, Texas is about 50% white, about 20% Latino, and 15% Asian. So politically down in the state of Texas, you're already seeing black and brown alignment when you look at some of these black Democrats who were able to get elected down there in Texas. It's not about being best friends. It's not about having a perfect relationship, man. It's about putting yourselves in a position as black people and brown people in this country to be able to have some control over your life, have some control over decisions made for your family and your community. I think anybody black or brown who are okay with continuous white male leadership, there has to be something wrong with you. White men operate to the betterment of white men in this country, not white women, not minorities. And we have to understand and realize that as black men, drive the car, man. Stop being so okay with taking what they give you. Just drive the car for a while.
I want to get the ladies in here. They've been so patient, so patient and quiet. Kimberly, as the other Hispanic on the panel. Well, they call you white on Castle's Live, but you're Mexican.
I wore my Jalisco shirt today for y'all, just so there's no confusion. But thank you for having me, a token white person, on the topic of black and brown unity. I wish we had black and brown unity. I'm in Chicago, and I am honestly perplexed at how many people I've met that don't know who Fred Hampton was, because that's true unity. And they killed him because they don't want that. True unity would be on the basis of class. He was from the Black Panther Party here in Chicago. They didn't have direct affiliation with the Brown Berets, but the Brown Berets did get their inspiration from the Black Panther Party. And the problem with viewing some type of unity based on only racial lines is that there really won't ever be one, because there's limited resources. And that's how we get this like contradiction where sometimes we compete for those resources. That's how you end up getting a lot of FBA who are immigration restrictionists, because they see all these immigrants coming in. They see all of these resources being given to sometimes haphazardly or irresponsibly to immigrants. And I believe in an amnesty, not a DACA type executive order, but more of like a Reagan style bill of immigration reform. So I am pro-immigration. I think immigrants make America great. But at the same time, you have to consider with the limited resources and with both parties basically are just bought out by the corporations, because we live in a crony capitalist society. We have to get big money out of politics. We have to stop voting for the Republicans. We have to stop voting for the Democrats. We need a type of class solidarity, and not just amongst class lines, but through racial lines. And that's how we're going to get that. With the respect of Karmelo Anthony, the problem with that case was that he was over prosecuted compared to other like cases of self-defense. He should have gotten manslaughter. He should have gotten 10 years. That's it. There's really no debating that issue. I believe in the abolition of the death penalty, no exceptions. I believe in the abolition of all torture, no exceptions. When we start giving sway or room for our morals to kind of justify some type of like a stronger criminal punishment form, that's where you get a lot of the sorry, it's a whole other conversation with the death penalty and the torture. But basically our politics are our morals, and I mean, we should all at least agree with that. So whenever I hear anybody talking about death penalty, that's a slippery slope towards tyranny, literally.
No,
and also I love burritos.
Can I respond? I'm going to respond to what you said briefly. When it comes to the Trump being elected, Black and brown unity was possible in terms of coming together and getting Donald Trump elected. So they say the most black men ever voted for Donald Trump. Donald Trump got almost 50% of the Latino Hispanic vote. So you mean to tell me when it's for something evil or bad, Trump, black and brown people can find a way to come together. But when it's for progressive policies, black and brown unity just wouldn't make sense. Black and brown unity got Donald Trump elected again.
People aren't
That's true.
just running towards the Republican Party because they're racist. They're running towards the Republican Party because the Democratic policies have failed the working class. With Barack Obama, thanks to Julian Assange, we know that Citibank got him elected. It was Bush that enacted the TARP Act. Barack Obama enforced it. He bailed out, and I've said this ad nauseum, the big banks, rather than bailing out the American homeowners, which were predominantly Black because those predatory loans were targeting Black families. He should have bailed out the American homeowners. And that's just one example. I can give you hundreds of failed Democratic policies. When you get these, what happens with social movements, which I'm for because I believe in inclusion, I believe in diversity, they call me feminist all the time, you know, but they get co-opted, they get psyoped, and you get these movements within the liberal corporatists, liberal Democrats, who will literally fool you into voting for someone based on their race rather than their politics. That's why they tried to fool people into voting for Hillary because she was a woman rather than Bernie, who would have been more progressive as a Democrat.
And he probably would have won. He had a better shot at winning. But before I'm sorry, I just want to say that we keep talking about voting based for people that actually look like us. If we look at like a city where I'm from, Detroit, you know, Black mayor, Black city council, Black vice mayor, Black chief of police, Black police council, everything Black. And look at the state of Detroit, the highest literacy rate, high crime rate, homelessness is through the roof. Like we keep talking about voting for people that look like us, but who's to say that these people have our best interests in mind just because they look like us? Because you look at every predominantly Black city that's ran by Black leaders, it's all in the toilet. That's just a fact. I'm sorry.
So tell me this, Mr. Rippey. I need you to give me I want you to give me a white politician that has made life better for Black folks. Now, when you talk about the best
Oh my
city,
God.
No. Hey, give me
Dude, nobody cares about the white people. Let's talk about Black people. I don't give a fuck about white people, dude. Who cares about what the white people are doing? Let's talk about what we're doing.
We should let Casso ask the question. Let Casso ask the question.
The question's retarded. It's so low IQ and it's so tiresome. This is the problem. We keep letting niggas talk, and then the Black people don't actually get to start. That's the problem we have in this country. Niggas talk too much. Niggas have nothing interesting or intelligent to say. The Black people,
the reason why,
and this is why we have to push back on the niggas in the community.
The reason why it's an important question to ask is
right. I want to ask the question because you tap dance and buck breaking ass niggas. Y'all keep over talking me.
Breaking ass minutes, dude. We're not break dancing, dude. I don't know what butt breaking is, but we don't break dance.
Black Bart Simpson up. Shut your bird chest ass up.
Oh my goodness. That's the bird chest ass, bro. Okay.
Andre, let him ask.
Hey, come do PT with me in the morning, bro. Let's do that. Let's do some Ranger PT with me, all right?
Andre,
come on, let's do some Ranger PT, bro.
Andre, listen, if he asks the question, it can either debunk his point and support your point, or he, you know what I'm saying? Like if we're throwing insults, we're not learning. You know what I'm saying? Because Rippey's about to prove
there's nothing to learn from niggas. That's the thing that we have to understand. There's no learning from niggas. There's only learning from Black people, and that's the separation we have to make.
I'm gonna get ready to roll out. I ain't gonna sit here and play with this dude all night.
No, go ahead, Casso.
He's gonna run. He's shipping out and leaving.
Man, I'm not gonna.
Nigga, come on now, nigga.
Andre, let him ask the question.
Come on, nigga.
You're not funny and you're not making me mad. You just annoying as fuck. Shut up.
Okay, nigga. Damn, then just.
Okay, all right. This man is so fucking.
Get the cornbread out your mouth.
Look at him. He's so corny. You look
He's
like
so corny. Yeah, get some collard greens.
Can I answer the question about the white politician that
helped
please. Black Americans?
Allow Mia to speak.
Because I feel like that's where Casso was going with his question.
No, I'm not going there. I'm talking to Mr. Rippey in terms of Atlanta. I just like to know a white-led Republican city that's better than Atlanta. Since you say Black leadership is so bad.
Atlanta's a shithole, dude.
Okay, dude, relax. Black leadership has created the best city in the South. There's no city in the
No,
South.
the fuck it is not. Atlanta is a shithole, dude. What are you talking about?
So what do you
live in
think is
Atlanta?
the
You ever
best
been to
city?
Atlanta?
Nora, I appreciate
What's
you.
the best?
And I'll see you next week, Nora, Monday or Tuesday. I'm not gonna.
Oh,
I like
He could
Atlanta
have brought
too.
up PG County. He could have brought up PG County, but he didn't do that. That would have been great. A better example, but he brought up Atlanta. Nigga, come the fuck on. This is the problem. Like I'm saying, we cannot allow niggas to sit back and have a conversation about shit because
I
they're
think
stuck with
the
white
whole
people. And
time
what
that
white
we've
people are
tried to
doing.
have an intellectual conversation, Andres just butted in. And I don't think that he has really contributed any kind of factual information other than coming up here and just like having an annoying voice the whole time and interrupting everyone. You have no kind of civility to like, you have no self-control. Can you just control yourself so
I
people can
do.
have an actual
I do. Have you?
conversation? I
Listen,
don't
I have
know
a
what
lot
your
of
wife did
self-control.
to
The
you
thing is, I
today,
don't like
Andre,
talking
before
to
you got
niggas.
on live, but it's not our fault. It's not
What
our
was
fault.
your,
You're
listen, where's your
angry and you
husband,
have no
sweetie? Where's your husband?
self-control. Sweetheart, I've
Where's
been
your
married for
husband,
10
sweetie?
years. I've been married for a
10
decade.
years
I'm
of
pretty
failing
sure
marriage right there,
I
right?
was married prior to you
Okay.
ever knowing what a
Okay.
woman looked like.
Listen, I've been together with mine for 10 years. All right. There we go. Married for 5.
I'm sure. Your poor wife, feel bad for her.
Yeah, she's great. She
Sure,
does a
she hates her
fantastic
guts.
job.
That's
She
why you're
loves it
so
here.
angry.
Mia,
That's why
do
you
you
can't
want
No,
to go
listen to
actually, she
ahead?
anyone
Mia,
agrees.
do
talk.
you want to answer
We
the
actually have this.
question?
Listen, we have
That's the
actually
sad
this came
part.
politics,
That's
which
the
is very
sad.
funny. See, this is the problem we have with women. This is why we shouldn't have women in politics because they're so fucking annoying. As
Oh
You
my
have no
God.
self-control. You literally have
I do
shown
have
no
great composure here.
restraint. You have shown no
No,
restraint
I
while
have
someone
shown
is
no
talking.
respect.
You have no respect
Not
and you have
no
no restraint
respect.
and
No
no
respect. That's one thing.
self-control. You have
No
none of
respect.
it
I
and
think
no
that's the better word
intellect.
right
Talking
there.
about low IQ.
No
You've given us
intellect. Oh my
zero
God.
facts.
Oh
You
my
have
God. I
not said
did. I've
one
given you
fact the
multiple
whole time.
facts.
All
You sat
you've
back and
talked
said that
about
the
is how
6
much you
people
hate
tried to
Jewish
jump Karmelo
people and
Anthony.
how much you
Okay,
have an
come on, dude.
issue with other people that look like you. It's
She's
the
really going to defend
craziest
those
thing.
Jews right
You
there. She
have
knows she
no
can't get
facts.
Hispanics know they
That's
can't
the
get in the
crazy
power without the
part.
Jews,
It's the
right?
crazy part. He has
Okay.
like, what have you contributed to this conversation other than like your annoying
A
tone
lot
of voice?
skeptic. A lot skeptic. More than you Mexicans do. All right. More than you Hispanics
No,
do.
Hey,
Let's
don't
hey,
be real.
say
hey,
that.
hey,
There we
hey,
go.
I want to
hey.
hear Mia.
I gotta
Mia,
say that.
Mia,
I
what
gotta
do
say that.
Mia,
I've
what do you
got to
have?
say that.
It's not
I'm
funny.
sorry.
It's
I'm
not
sorry.
funny when
That was
you
very
say things
It's
rude.
like that.
hilarious.
That was
It
very
is
rude.
hilarious. It's funny.
There's a
I
you
mean,
You
it's
gotta
gotta
be
say
only
that.
rude.
a joke if two people are laughing and none of us on this panel are laughing. I mean, you can disagree with somebody, but we don't have to be degenerates about it.
Yeah.
I was a
He
degenerate to
has
make a
been.
joke
He
about
has been the
immigration.
whole
I'm just saying.
time. The whole
All
time we
right.
try to have a conversation.
Mia, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm tired.
Oh my lord. I
You
don't
can
even know
tell
what
the
to
skeptic
say
is the
now.
parent convention.
I have
What was the
absorbed too
question
much
about the white
crazy.
people that he was going to ask Mia? Do you still want to answer that question?
Yes. Give your closing thoughts and answer where the white cities are where the white politicians have done for black people, because that's where he was going with it.
So I cannot speak for any other part of the country. I live in New England. So I would say John F. K. laid the actual literal groundwork for the civil rights, also when it comes to us getting into space as well. And he also 86'd Operation Northwoods, which was the CIA wanting to bomb South Florida and blame it on the Cubans. And he also kept us he also oversaw the Cuban Missile Crisis with the Russians. So we do have white people he's dead now, white people in our corner who did quite a bit. And a lot of people don't know that he was trying to dismantle the CIA and FBI because they were doing some shady shit to all of us, not just people of color, but also poor white people in places.
Is there black and brown unity, Mia, before you end?
Yes, to a I think yes to a degree. I think the problem is that in order to have an actual movement, you need to have something unifying outside of race. And right now we're very divided when it comes to politics. And a lot of people require you to either shill for the Democrats or shill for the Republicans, which we should be shilling for third party, because to be honest, the government has never done anything good for us. So why are we shilling for people who literally don't care if we are dead or alive? We should all be libertarians, because we should all move to basically minimal to no government, no oversight, true freedom of speech, true freedom of body autonomy, and true freedom to do whatever the fuck you want. As long as you mind your business and I mind mine, we're cool. So I don't know why we're all not libertarians, because that would actual free market, not living under the oppressiveness of this government and the ruling elite. So I don't know why we should be left or white. We should be in the center and we should be libertarians.
Facts. That's a good answer. Skeptic, I'm going to pull you up there and let you do your closing thoughts, Lex. Skeptic, thank you for coming and thank you for getting Castle to come. Hopefully he'll come back.
Yeah.
Closing thoughts?
You know what's so crazy is we had an interesting conversation today with a conservative woman. And I think like the conclusion that we came to, because she had a little bit of like logic to herself, was that we just have to be humans and we have to care to be better for humanity. Like it really does come down to it. Just be a good human, be a good person, and want the best for everyone. And like I actually agree with Mia on this. It's not my business to get into your personal life and tell you what you can and cannot do. In reality, the government's job is not here to impose itself on you. We want like for everyone to have freedoms. It's really what we want at the bottom, at the very, very like heart of it all. We want what's best for society. Stay a good human. Don't be hateful. Don't be a bigot, because it's not going to benefit you as a person. It's not going to benefit society. That's all.
Thank you. Kimberly, what's your closing thoughts?
I think this show proved that women are more emotionally stable than men are. And I think women should rule the world. We should switch from a patriarchy to a monarchy. We wouldn't have all these useless, endless wars. Also, we don't even have Black and brown unity on this panel. So where is it? Please, I would love to see it. I'm in the city of Fredhampton. I would love to see the day. We have to break away from the two-party system, because with the liberals, you'll get a lot of the same shit that you do with the conservatives, but they're just a better vibe and they're more rhetorically for the people, but they're really not. And then with the liberal voters, they miss the forest for the trees, even though we are all mostly ideologically aligned. I do agree with Mia. I think we need to. I'm a type of like anarcho-syndicalist. Who knows now with the AI and tech booming, but I like the idea of an economy that's based on the working class, with the people who actually create and generate the wealth, not just the rich people pushing numbers and moving money around on a computer and making themselves rich at our expense. If there's a goalpost, it should be wealth inequality, because wealth inequality affects us all, and it is intertwined with race. There is racism, there is systemic racism, there is sexism, there is ableism. And we should all just, love each other a little bit more. I love to laugh. I can appreciate when Andre tries to be funny, but I think he's more nuanced and long form. And when he's not interrupting everybody, he has something more important to say. So I think that the men just got a little emotional today. And if you guys are willing to come back and have a real conversation, I think it would be a great benefit to the American people, because I want class solidarity the way the elites have class solidarity. And also Barack Obama, just as a reminder, Barack Obama was a war criminal. He's just as bad as the rest of them.
Yeah, thank you. Zeke, thank you for coming. Zeke, we don't usually have the live like this, so thank you for keeping your cool as best as possible. What's your closing thoughts? Do we have Black and brown unity?
Well, I want to make 2 points. First of all, the men weren't being emotional. 2 men were being emotional. That's what that was.
I am so sorry. You're right. I'm so sorry.
It wasn't the men being emotional. Second of all, I'm Black. People can see it. You can look right at me and you can understand I'm Black. I'm not mixed with anything. I'm Black all day. If I criticize the Black community, if I criticize certain aspects of the Black community, it's not me hating myself. It's not me being, you some self-hating this and self-hating that. It's not anything else about it like that. I'm criticizing something that I see going wrong. The same way I would criticize someone I love if I saw them doing wrong. The same way I would pull my brother aside or my sister aside and say, hey, listen, you're not doing this right. You're fucking this up. Get better, do better, be better. That's what that's all about. And I'm not going to sit here and live my life based on someone else's definition of how they think I should be living my life or what my views should be or anything else like that. It's funny because right now in my DMs on X, I've got the white right calling me the N-word every day because I refuse to condemn all Black people. But at the same time, I've got people like this gentleman here with the dreadlocks calling me self-hating because I call out the negative aspects of certain parts of the Black community. So as far as any kind of unity going on, I think people have to get out of their own way in order for there to be any type of unity or anything else going on. I think people have to stop this gatekeeping in order for any kind of unity to go on. I think people have to take a look at themselves and figure out what's going on in their neighborhood. I lived in the hood for 35 years until I moved to Long Island, and now I moved here. I know all about the hood. I got my father's whole family in the hood. I got relatives in prison right now. So I refuse to be lectured by anybody on what I should or shouldn't be saying. And that's basically it. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you, Zeke, and welcome to Florida. Rippy, what's your closing thoughts? Is there Black and brown unity?
Shout out to Zeke. Thank you for that. And I just want to point out the fact that it was a black man that got Fred Hampton killed because he was actually the backstabber. They call him the Black Judas. Well, I'm sure everybody know that. Shout out to Mia, Kimberly, man. I really appreciate y'all. Y'all were super patient, and Zeke, you too. But as for the Black and brown unity, I think that we need to stop looking outward and start looking inward. So if I point out the fact that there's some problems within the Black community, we don't need people just saying that, oh, you just a coon, you tap dance for the white man, you hate yourself, you hate yourself, you hate yourself. I'm like my parents used to always say to me all the time, like, you keep messing around, you're going to end up getting caught up. This is what you're doing. You act like you need to get your head together. You need to get knocked upside your head. And if I say the same thing, I'm automatically targeted as somebody who hate my own race, when I'm actually just trying to shed light on what goes on in the Black community, and we need to do better. Stop focusing on what white people are doing. Stop focusing on what white politicians are doing. Stop focusing on what politicians are doing in general, and start looking at what we can do to increase, the way we behave in our community. We have the highest literacy rate in the Black community. We have the highest crime rate, and there's nothing wrong with addressing these things so we can start focusing on a solution. But we're never going to focus on a solution. People keep talking about, what are white people doing? What are white people doing? Oh, you just tap dance for the white man. I don't care about white folks, all right? I'm from Detroit. I've been around black folks my whole life. At the end of the day, my parents moved us out of Detroit because it got so bad they didn't even do no shopping in Detroit. They had to go across 8 Mile. And Andre know what I'm talking about with that.
Thank you, Rippy. Thank you, Zeke, for coming. I appreciate you. And Mr. Andre, Mr. PPD himself. What was the other one you was on? Say Cheese.
Say
Superstar.
cheese. We could say cheese. No. We're still the same Andre, no matter what. There's no superstar. There's just Andre. There's just Andre. Listen, I'm just being consistent. I don't let niggas talk. I'm tired of niggas talking because they always want to go back to talking about what white people are doing and never want to focus on what the fuck we're doing at the end of the day. If he was smart, he would have brought up PG County. He would have brought up this beautiful black county of very successful black people and talked about that. But no, he brought up Atlanta. Nigga, kick fucking rocks. You lose automatically from bringing up Atlanta. You should have brought up something far better than nigga brought up Atlanta. Okay, nigga, bye. And like a nigga, he couldn't handle himself and ran. So this is just me being consistent. I'm combative with the nigga shit. I don't know about this libertarian stuff. No, I don't want libertarianism. We need a strong government and a strong, well-informed, well-organized people. I don't believe in all this, like, we need the limitations, let everyone do whatever the fuck they want to do. We let people do what they want to do. We get mass migration. We let people do what they want. We get trannies and homosexuals in our society. We get killers and murderers. We get all this teen takeover shit we're seeing across the city. So no, we need order, stability. We need to call out those who are in power, who are doing us wrong, both Democrat, Republican, black, white, and acknowledge the fact that we have a significant crisis in this country with mental health, with the economy, with our identity. So this black and brown unity, I mean, what the fuck is this black and brown? Are we taking a shit? Black and brown unity, maybe in the toilet, but no, if anything, there's American unity. There's a unity between the classes. There's a unity between us, American Christians. That's really all that matters. It's unity within our civilizational state that matters more than all this petty stuff that we're talking about. All this petty ethnic politics shit is for, save that for the homeland continent. All right, save that for Africa and Europe and South and Central America for the Hispanics. I really don't care about that. Andre, quick question. Do you think most black, unfortunately, as I've said, 60% of our community is niggas. I would say, Kamal, I would put you in the black category. You call out a few things. You have a few nigga tendencies and nigga talking points, but I think that you carry yourself very well. I would consider you in the 20%.
That's a compliment, right?
So I'll give him that. I've seen him perform. I think he is okay. I don't think he'd call himself a black man. He'd probably call himself a nigga. I don't know. But I would call him a black man. And we have to combat this. This is why I got on Queso Castle Niggy's ass, because Niggy wanted to talk about white supremacy. I hang out with white supremacists. Jake Lang's a Jew. I don't know white supremacist. He's a Jew. And I, met him like twice, and that's it. I mean, I don't know what more white supremacy. He could have brought up someone else. He's like, no, you hang out with Jake Lang, a Jew, by the way. who I didn't know he was Jewish until after. And it's like, oh, this Jew's going against AIPAC. Okay, that's kind of funny. Let's go and troll with him. But that's the only thing they could say about me. And then Skeptic brings up the No King's Day protest. You know, when you're getting jumped by 4 people and you're armed in the city of Detroit, where it's predominantly going to be against you, and these people have been spending the last 40 minutes trying to get you arrested. Hey, you got to take what you got to take. You know, I did my little airborne role, and we did what we did, and guess what? We're still here, and we're still kicking bigger and better than ever. So I really don't care what anyone has to say. We have to really combat these people, niggas, and even the un-American people like Skeptic as well. There is no black and brown unity. There's American unity. And I would say black and white Americans need to wake up and save our country. But that's all I have to say.
Oh man, where does that leave us, Kimberly? Jesus. All right, guys, this was a good time. This was interesting. Thank you to Zeke, Andre, Rippy, Skeptic, and Casso for coming as our guests tonight. We greatly appreciate you. Shout out to the regulars, Kimberly and Mia. Boy, this was spicy. Come back tomorrow night for the Man Cave. The fireworks will be less. Thursday night, we are not doing a live show. We will be doing a best of. I don't know what the topic will be. And Friday, happy Juneteenth for anyone that celebrates. I know that that's like something that we're not supposed to say because people talk about taking away that holiday that we were just given. But I think it's important for all people in the country to celebrate that. I don't think it's any less important than Independence Day, but you have the day off, so go and celebrate. God bless everyone. Have a good night, and God bless America. Thank you.
Sisters,
We shall not yield to tyranny.
our cause just, we will prevail. The fight
Hello,
for our
Mr.
rights.
Buffs. Ready for a journey back? Look at this encampment. The spirit of 76 is alive.
Bobby, at this
Hello,
point,
history.
shame on you. Shame on you. Because we are being played as the American people. Our money is funding a war that we don't need to be in. I shouldn't be okay with it. So as long as I have breath in my body and a mic to use, I will be speaking out against this.
A true patriot savors these moments, but the fight for liberty calls.
The economy, we have a global economy. That's why we're a number one economy in the world. I know that a lot of people want to paint the horrible view of America, but, you know, go live somewhere else and then tell me America's bad.
Patriotism is all about. Look at these flags. They represent our fight for liberty. This is what
so
American
freaking crazy to me that we have an conflict with Iran before a single person from the Epstein files has been arrested on American soil.
The hour of our liberty is at hand. For freedom is brought by. Brothers
Yeah, I
and
was
sisters.
working, man, you know, but it's good to see Rippy out there handling business, man. And again, hey, there's a lot of black Trump supporters, man. I mean, it feels good to see that, man. So I'm